Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd made a post a couple of weeks ago about trying to offer some online breathing classes, and it seemed that the best way to do that would be to pre-record a video and upload it online. I was asking if possible to make some small donation, and if you'd like to, I'll put a little link in the description. But also, if you can't, I'm just happy that you're taking the time out to join me, and yeah, I'm really grateful for anyone watching this video. So today we're going to be learning some pranayama practices. Pranayama is an Indian Sanskrit word, and it's broken up into prana and yama. So your prana is your breath, your life force energy, and the word yama means to regulate. So essentially what we're going to be doing today is just learning to regulate the breath. All we're going to be doing is breathing, which is obviously something we do every day anyway. But one of the reasons breathing is fascinating is because it's one of the only things that we do voluntary and involuntary. So involuntarily we're breathing all the time, but we can also voluntarily, take a breath. And it's amazing the effects we can have when we take the time to actually voluntarily breathe and work with breathing deeper and longer, which is essentially what we're going to be doing through this practice. Learning to breathe deeper and longer, and learning where to breathe from. And this can have really profound effects on the body, on the mind. When we inhale in the way we're going to do today, we bring way more oxygen into the body. We oxygenate all of the blood cells. We rejuvenate the cells. It can help with our blood flow. It can help with our heart. It can help with so many things in the body. And when we exhale in the way we're going to do today, when we exhale carbon dioxide, we're removing waste, we're removing toxins from our body. And in this controlled way we're going to do it, we're going to be able to release a lot more toxins that are stored inside of our blood. And this can lead to amazing results, clearer, calmer thinking. It can help reduce anxiety. It can help better your sleep. The mind and the body, they're completely connected with each other. So when we start to, even though we can't always control the mind, we can control the breath. And the breath is controlled in the body. So by controlling the breath is a really good way to control the mind. This is something that on a personal level has helped me massively. So I'm not just kind of sharing information that I've learned from scriptures and courses. This is something that's had such an amazing direct impact on me, my life, my anxieties and all these kinds of things. So yeah, I often get asked another question like, is this just meditation? Because meditation, these days can be quite a daunting or scary word. It's not meditation, and I don't want anyone to have these kind of expectations or anger with themselves if they don't feel it right away. It can be a form of meditation, but all we're working with today is breathing and seeing how that makes us feel. And like anything, this is a practice. Pranayama is a practice. So maybe not so much like yoga or sport where the next day you'll kind of feel achy muscles and you can feel a real evident effect. This practice will take time and it's subtle. But if you stick with it, I assure you that it's going to be really, really nice for you. So yeah, we basically built a society, we've grown and evolved as a society of shallow breathers. So if you kind of like check your breath, this is something I do a lot. If I'm in like a stressful situation, if I'm thinking, if I'm doing something, I've noticed a lot that I'm often holding my breath and my shoulders are often high. And even just by bringing acknowledgement to that in a day-to-day situation, just relaxing the shoulders, breathing out. Because what we've done is we've started to breathe only in the chest and very shallow, and what we really want to be doing is breathing from the stomach. So to begin, I'd like you just to take a really nice seated position. If sitting cross-legged isn't comfortable for you, then feel free to grab a chair, maybe a dining room chair with a flat back. You can also sit against a wall, but the most important thing is that your back's straight. There's no extra benefits from sitting cross-legged, so the main thing is that you feel comfortable. And once you've grabbed that nice seated position, I'd like you to just relax your shoulders, gently close your eyes, and start to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And just start to observe the natural rhythm of your breath. Identify you breathing into the chest, into the belly. Where can you feel the breath? Now when you're ready, I'd like you to take one of your hands, keeping the eyes closed, and place it on the stomach. Now when you inhale through the nose, I want you to feel the belly expand to its full capacity, no straining, really naturally. Feeling the hand rise. And as you exhale through the nose, feel the belly retract. Starting to deepen the breaths now, making them longer. Feeling that belly rise on the inhale and retract on the exhale. No forcing here, nice and natural. Anytime the mind wanders, just bring the focus back to the belly as the belly expands. And retracts. Just do one more cycle of breath here. And the next exhalation, place your hand back on your knee, keeping the eyes closed. Just observe how you feel right now. Maybe you don't feel any different, maybe there's a subtle relaxation, maybe you feel completely relaxed. There's no right or wrong. Just taking the time to bring the awareness into the body and acknowledge how we feel. As the breath returns back to a natural rhythm, you can gently open your eyes for a moment. It's amazing, you know, for me, just by doing that was maybe like 30 seconds of just taking that time to really breathe, but deeply. The same thing we're doing every day. It just brings such a sense of relaxation into the body. It can calm the mind. You know, I read in some of the books like one breath can change everything. You know, if you're about to enter a stressful situation, before you're about to get angry or have an argument, you just take that 10 seconds to breathe deeply and it can really just change your whole body's response. So we're going to do a little bit more now. One of the aims in pranayama, there's loads of different breathing techniques I'm going to record over different videos, but one of the aims is to try and sync up the breaths. So this is with counting, so the same amount that we inhale eventually will become the same amount that we exhale. So what I'd like you to do now is, again, relax the hands on the knees, gently close the eyes. We're still going to be inhaling and exhaling through the nose, those deep belly breaths. But this time I want you to just count in your head as you inhale. 1, 2, 3, however many it could be. It could be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then exhale and count. And they might not sync up straight away, but I want you to keep breathing and eventually see if you can sync up the numbers so you're doing the same amount of inhalations as you are exhalations. Again, anytime the mind wanders, just bring it back to the counting. Now see if you can make the number that you count on your inhalations the same as the exhalations. Don't strain to get extra numbers, just this most natural rhythm. As we fully inhale through the nose and the belly expands. And then we exhale and the belly retracts, trying to sync up those breaths. Just do 2 more cycles of breath here. Still counting. And on your next exhalation, just relax and allow the breath to return to a natural rhythm, keeping the eyes closed. And again, just acknowledge how you feel in the body. Any subtle relaxation, even any subtle pain or cramp. Just becoming aware of the body. Feel free to move a little bit if you feel like you need to sway or stretch the feet for a moment. Just trying to keep the eyes closed and keeping that awareness inside. And when you're ready, you can gently open the eyes. Now again, this counting, similar to when we were feeling the belly expand with our hand, they're really nice ways to be able to concentrate for longer when it comes to these breathing exercises. You know, the mind can be a crazy place, our thoughts can run everywhere, and these are just a couple of tools to allow you to not only get this more oxygen, help the blood, help clear the mind, but also just be able to focus for longer. There's one more thing I'd like us to become aware of with this same belly breathing, and then we'll do a little relaxation. It's just going to be a short practice for this first video. So you might have noticed already, but at the moment we are inhaling, and then naturally we have a small pause. It's about 1 second, and then we exhale. So just first of all, I'd like you to again close the eyes. Just start to breathe as we were through the nose. Inhale, notice there's a small pause, and then we exhale. Again, there's a small pause as we inhale. Just going to do 5 cycles of breath here, but starting to become aware of that pause between the inhalations and the exhalations. When you've done that 5th cycle, you can stop for a moment, either keeping your eyes closed or opening them if you prefer. Now it's really interesting, this pause that we have, this is what's called like a retention of breath, but it's a natural retention, we're not holding the breath in. You might have noticed that you have no or very little thought activity during these pauses between the inhalation and exhalations, and that's something over time we can extend and work on. So for today, I'd like us to just continue we did with 5 more cycles of breath. I'd like you to inhale, and then on that pause, I'd like you to count 5. So there's going to be a 5-second gap where we're not inhaling or exhaling. Then we're going to exhale. Then we're just going to have that 1 second as we were. Inhale again, pause for 5 before we exhale. Now we're not holding our breath. We're not inhaling and then there shouldn't be any discomfort. It should just be a really natural. Holding the breath there for 5, and then after 5, exhaling. And then we're not holding after the exhale, we'll inhale again. So again, gently closing the eyes, and whenever you're ready you can begin. And after your fifth cycle of breath, again just relaxing, keeping the eyes closed. Again allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. And again bringing awareness to how we feel in the body. Now if you have the space by you, I invite you to lie down if you feel comfortable, just for a couple of minutes. And if you prefer, you can stay seated, or just any comfortable position that feels nice. Just give you a couple of moments to get into your comfortable lying down or seated position. And here we're just really trying to relax the body. So if you're lying down, you can have your arms by your side, your feet apart a little. Still inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Still a soft expansion to the belly on the inhale. And again, just noticing, we've been just breathing for about 15 minutes. And just acknowledge how this made you feel. Maybe the mind was still chattering a lot today, or thinking about what we're going to be doing next. That's all fine. Every practice you do every single day will be different. There's no right or wrong. Just remember, these practices you can do any day, any time. You can watch this video again, or you can also just now use one of the practices we did today yourself, just for a couple of minutes a day, or whenever you feel appropriate. If you have the time, I invite you to stay lying down just for a few more minutes. And bring a sense of gratitude. Thinking about something that's happened today or happened this week that's made you feel grateful. On that note, I'd like to give my eternal gratitude for anyone that's watched this video. It's such a nice experience for me to share something that I feel so passionate about, something that's helped me so much. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. All my information will be in the description. Thank you very much.